Welcome back, nerds and turds, to another live stream repair. We've, of course, got more pods than I can count in less than 10 seconds to get fixed up. Of course, that tends to happen when there's an extra long holiday weekend that lands on a Monday and pushes deliveries for things out. And of course, you know that gets us too. We weren't able to ship anything out for pretty much the whole weekend. So, I mean, it was nice to have a bit of a break, but at the same time, it sucks because it all comes back to ask for catch up as soon as you show up again. So let's see here. We've got Daniel's here. Let's shoot them a quick link to watch. And there we go. Okay, I believe this one was the classic death farts. Yep, there it goes. It's going to turn on. It's probably going to pop louder than it should, which indicates to me that those usual DC filter caps have gone bad and let too much of that nasty DC through. Yep, that's a pretty unhealthy pop, so here's the plan. We're going to get this apart, and we're going to replace those filters that went bad. Hopefully that's the only thing. Someone's been in here. Someone's been in here. How far did you go? Either someone's been in here or that was not all the way on. But I have never had one not all the way on of all the things that they've messed up in manufacturing. Interesting. This doesn't feel like it was messed with, so I guess that just wasn't really on there all the way. Or maybe somebody, tried taking the lid off and stopped at that. And I don't blame folks. It looks a lot easier than it really is. Having done this a few thousand times, we make it look easier than it is, of course. Alright, fingers crossed that their subwoofer is still in good condition too. Joseph, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, everything is such a mess right now. I need to clean. fingers crossed for that woofer. Passes every test with flying colors. We love to see it. So good on Daniel. It looks like we got to it in time before it caused any more damage. There was a fuzz in there. What the fuzz? Okay. We got a 36K dated diode on there, so that one is not going to fail and cause no power issues anytime soon. The condition of our 10 ohm resistor is of excellence. So let's get this some new filters. Keep those death farts away. Or I guess in this case we're actually fixing them. These have already gone bad. And we'll button this HomePod back up. Hello to you. Hello and welcome to the chat. I hope you enjoy your stay. Sneeze. Okay. Let's get those pads freshened up. We don't want to leave that old crap solder on there. For all we know, it's the solder's fault that those aren't working very well anymore, but we've seen enough of these filters by themselves go bad that, yeah, we're just going to replace them every time, you know, eh? Here we go. Alright. I think that looks quite fantastic. So let's get this back together. Nothing else of concern to be spotted here. Obviously, we'll let it test overnight just to be sure it's fixed, you know, to the best of our ability. We don't want to keep the thing for a week plus just to test it. Unless people specifically request it, in which case we're more than happy to, but 99 times out of 100, we can tell as soon as it powers on if it's going to be good or not, and then those other 1 out of 100 times are usually caught by leaving them running overnight, and then every once in a while something else out of our control happens, like shipping damage, or on the rare occasion we've made mistakes. We've had bad filters show up. We've used the wrong filters, but nothing we haven't been happy to handle ourselves. And we've gotten a good hang of it these days. You're the guy who bought the demo HomePods. Till now, they are working really good. Okay, so they were working for you. Are they still working for you? I'm curious, because I read the ad that you sent me. Thank you for sending me a link to that. But it was interesting to me that they said they are demo units, but at the same time they work. I was a little confused on how demo units are supposed to also work. As far as I knew, they only played that demo loop over and over again. But I wasn't sure if they had like AirPlay enabled and you just connect to their AirPlay and they work like that. That'd be kind of sketchy though, because I imagine it's allowed to everyone and thus anybody near you could AirPlay to them too. Dang, you might not even... I don't even know if you know what I'm saying. I hope that YouTube Auto Translate works well. I don't even know what I'm saying myself half the time, so good luck with the... Oh gosh, good luck with the translate. Let's get this thing sealed up. Crisscross pattern to make sure things are nice and centered before we bolt them back in. I felt a knot. There it is, I see it. Interesting. I'm gonna leave that in there. Not a problem. The seller said it was originally displayed in Walmart or something, and after a display period, they needed to be terminated. No. Ah. That's so sad. That's so sad. Perfectly functional hardware relegated to the dump. At best, broken down for its raw materials to be recycled, which is like the least effective way at going green, you know. You know who might know better answers about that thing? The folks in my Discord server. I have a link to my Discord server at the top of my website. Oh, you are? Very nice. Very nice. Hard to keep track of all of you in there. Let's give that a quick check. Check. That is a lot better. Try to get Siri to actually talk. Hello. They probably disabled her. I'll give it another second to calm down before I give up. All right, listen here. Oh, you sent me another email. I don't think I saw that yet. Oh god, I'm 30 oh, yeah, 2 more just showed up. Oh, well, 2 of those are yours, I think. I'm still 30 emails behind. Oh, yeah. Well, in any case, that sounds quite excellent. I guess we'll let that. I needed to reset it anyways, but we will let that set up while we. Ooh, it's been a minute for this one. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. We've got Ricardo. With no power. Oof. Very dusty. Let's get this. Let's get this fixed. It's got the usual no power symptoms. Doesn't turn on, of course, doesn't light up or anything. And yet, it'll draw a couple of watts of power from the wall. So that is almost certainly the usual dead diode. We'll get the filters replaced while we're in here. The same filters we replaced in this one that usually go bad and cause problems like what they sent that one in for. Honestly, though, my favorite HomePods are the really dusty ones, because when you reset them for the first time in a long time, and they play that setup tone with the bass speaker, ooh, and the dust cloud that poofs out, magical. Speak of the devil. Sounds like that one's all good to go. So I'll put that away. We'll get that tested. Let's continue with Ricardo's here. Ooh. Oof. Good thing I've got a giant filter right here. not just for capturing all that, all the fumes from the soldering, but who knows what else all that dust is made of, you know? Well, I think it's been established what dust is usually made of. But still, I don't want to breathe any of it. I'm trying to live as long as possible. Just kidding. Just kidding. How's our sub? Fresh as a $5. Oh boy, I just finished, like literally right before this stream, I just finished Peter's 2 HomePods that they sent in. A few streams ago you might catch the beginnings of that. But essentially they sent in 2 HomePods that, to them, were not powering on. When we got them, one of them was not powering on and the other one was powering on first just fine, but giving us blinking volume buttons. So, we tried the software restore on that one, of course. Unfortunately, that didn't work. As for the other one, we took it apart and found a big, juicy capacitor on the power supply had blown up. Here, I've got it right here. It's this big guy. Ooh. Anyways, we had to take everything out and clean it all up, dejuice it, because I've got a short on my YouTube channel of what happens when that juice sits for long enough and corrodes the crap out of everything. It's an absolute unsavable mess. But luckily we got to that in time, and Peter opted to have the one with the blinking volume buttons also get its hardware repaired. So we took that one apart and made the whole thing worthwhile by doing what we, do for all HomePods: replace the filters, replace the diode if it needs it. Sure enough, to my surprise, the power supply inside of that one also had the same capacitor blown up and leaking everywhere. It was incredible that even the whole thing even turned on still. But it kind of explains why it turned on for us, but didn't turn on for Peter. My guess, and I could obviously clarify this with him, but my guess is they were, they stopped powering on when he was on 220 volts, and when he shipped them to us, that's a slightly different, load on the power supply. So perhaps it was enough for it to work here for us. But still, the other one with the same thing blown up enough to not let it power on anymore. Very interesting. Very interesting to see that in two HomePods happen to two HomePods at the same time, and for it to fry the hardware on a logic board of one of them. I cannot lie about those coincidences being strange, to say the least. But it's a good thing, because originally it actually started working for us. The one with the blinking volume buttons just started working in the middle of the stream without us doing anything to it. And I was like, okay, well, you can, not pay anything and not have anything done to it, and no warranty, whatever. Or you can pay for our hardware repair, and I'll take it apart and replace everything that usually goes bad while I'm at it. In the time it took them to respond and say, yes, go ahead and replace the hardware anyways, it had started blinking the volume buttons again. So it's a good thing they opted for all of that. And then we ended up taking it apart and finding that extra mess inside anyways. Ooh, spicy hot. Alright. That'll be good. Our Schottky diode is up next, and that is what's causing our power problem. Looks like we got a 46K there. Let's get that guy replaced. And yes, of course, by replacing this diode with a brand new and technically stronger diode that's also held to higher manufacturing quality standards than this one was, it'll permanently prevent this from happening again. The only reason these ones are failing was Diodes Incorporated apparently had a bad week or two during manufacturing, and nobody wants to take responsibility for that, so here you guys are, sending them into me to do the job. Mind you, this diode's been in use for as long as even some of the prototypes that people have sent me for the same repair. So I imagine during the entire production run of HomePods, and even during some of the prototyping, they just had a big bin of these diodes that they used, including, date codes that work just fine, but, they had those bad ones mixed in there, and there's really no chance of telling which one yours has unless it, fails on you. But on the flip side, you don't have to worry about it if your HomePod's working just fine. No sense tearing it apart just to replace it if it's working fine now. For all you know, you don't have the bad one and it's not going to fail on you. But if you do, just wait for it to fail. It's not like it's going to cause any more work or damage or time to fix it after that problem in particular happens. Death farts and base issues are a different story, though. You don't want to put off that stuff because that can cause further damage, but this no power issue, not like something you need to rush to prevent. Oh, looks like the wife is home, so give me a second and I will help her bring stuff in and we'll be back to wrap this one up. Alright, let's get this wrapped up, and this will be the last one I think that we'll get to for this stream. Got some. You got some.
Yeah, they were a good price too. They were $4.
No way.
When you're done, they'll be out here for you.
Yes. might be wondering what that was about. I'm a sucker for good marketing, and I've been looking for that Joyride candy for weeks, just to try it out at least. Because one thing I really loved as a kid was sugary candy, and I hate it now for the most part. Just makes my teeth feel weird. That sugary, like it kind of like erodes away at your teeth layers kind of feeling. I hate it. So it'd be sweet if this stuff is like like the good old candy I liked to eat, but without the drawbacks. Absolutely not sponsored, and that's probably the last time you'll hear me talk about it. That's some power, if you ask me.
I'm having trouble connecting to the
Yeah.
internet. I'm having trouble.
Very nice. Alright. Hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.